check and see. Doing a test. See how this is working. Cancel. So, not sure exactly if this is working right. Right. We'll go and start with Psalms 50 and 50 and 20. So go here, Psalms 50 and 20. Shalom, Israel. Okay. We're going to do this one and this one. We're going to start from 50 and 20. We're just going to read about the downfall of Esau. It says in the Bible here that we're going to be, waking up in these last days, and that wearing our fringes is what's going to mark the ending of ESAUS and the countdown of his destruction. So, I'm going to start with Psalms 50 and 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. So, what's this verse referring to? This verse is referring to Esau's brother Jacob. Okay? Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. So, you gotta understand that Esau has given away his birthright, and now that he's given away his birthright, he's understand now that he doesn't have the kingdom. So that makes him pretty pissed off, and he's gonna try to do everything he can to keep us away from our kingdom. Okay. And us being Israel, we got to be able to wake up, man, and know if we look to our right, or we look to our left, we got to know who our brother is. If you don't know who your brother is, when the time comes when you have to go on that road all by yourself to find out who when you finally meet your judgment, you're gonna have to know who your brother is, man, and you're gonna have to know that when God had put you on this earth, He had put you on this earth for to be a righteous man, and not to slander against your own brother. Because a lot of brothers out there that don't believe that we're Israel, and it's sad that I have to keep giving verses and precepts, and it almost seems like I have to fight for my identity. The Northern Kingdom has to fight for their identity, and it shouldn't be that hard, man, to understand that we fit the curses, man. And every single thing that was put on this Bible, it fit like a glove, man. When I found out who I was, I cried for almost 2 weeks, man, because I just didn't know how special I was. I really thought I was one of those guys who were just over the border brother, just not having enough sense to do and to carry on my own, and Esau, he knows how to destroy you. He's really good at destroying with music, with television. He destroys you just by you even working with the guy. He's very cocky. Just the arrogance just pours out of this guy, man. And you understand that we have to work for our enemy, Let me just keep reading here. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. So you got to remember, Esau was our brother, man. And he broke the brotherly covenant. And for that reason, God got a problem with this guy, man. These things thou shalt, that hast thou done, I have kept silent. So all these things, like I was telling you last week, Esau has done a lot of things to us, man. Slavery, has been one of the biggest things. And keeping us away from our birthright is another big thing. He's keeping quiet, man. This is where the crafty counsel comes in. And thou'st that I was together, and such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee. God says he's going to come back and he's going to reprove for us, man. And you got to understand that everything has to be set in order before God comes, man. So, like I was saying, if you don't know who your brother is, man, and you have hatred for your brother because he looks like a different color than yourself, then you just lost, bro. What can I say? What can we do as a nation to wake you up? That's where self-discovery, you being in the scriptures all the time, digging in and being thirsty for God's knowledge, this is what's gonna wake up. It's gonna wake you up. So we're going to hit on Isaiah 126. Let's see. Shalom 777. Let's go ahead. That's where we going here. Take that off. I'm going to Isaiah 126. I only been in this truth, brother, for less than 9 months. And I got brothers out here that, in the truth. And they're helping me out, man. They're giving me pointers. They're sharpening iron with iron, man. We gotta sharpen ourselves up, man. And, even though the brothers out there, they have really strong criticism is constructive criticism. And it's like I was telling you, if you're going to come with this truth, you're going to have to come with a double-edged sword. And you're going to have to come with everything you got. Because you got to remember, crafty counsel, man. Crafty counsel is against us. So let's go and look in here. Isaiah 126. And I will restore thy judges as at the first. So during these last days, God's going to restore the 12 tribes of Israel. We are the judges of this earth. And these counselors are at the beginning. Afterward shall they be called the city of righteousness and the faithful city. So when God comes back, man, and we finally get our place, everybody's got their place. The heathens got their own place. The women's got their own place. The kings of the earth has got his own place. That's when God will call us a righteous city, a faithful city. And this will be maybe a glorious time in our life that finally everything's been put back the way it was supposed to be. So, let's go and look in Jeremiah 33:7. I hope everything's coming out, guys. I'm not doing this. We'll figure it out right now. Okay. Jeremiah 33:7-8. And I will cause the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return. So, the southern kingdom was going to go into captivity. The northern kingdom were going to go into captivity. And we were going to go into captivity for just breaking every single law that we were required to follow. And the reason why we weren't following this is because we were destroyed. We were ripped our memory from, we were in slavery. You know, after finding out, man, who I was, and then finding out that the God, chose me instead of the people over there in Israel, man. I mean, I don't know what to say. The total disbelief came to my spirit, like, oh my gosh, man, are you serious? Is it me? Is it me? And I remember my grandfather telling me this. He's from the tribe of Judah. My father is from the tribe of Issachar. I remember him telling me, son, when you see a black man and you see a Mexican man fighting, they don't even know their family. And I think he might have got this from, Isaiah 126, where we were going to vex, go against each other and for all these things that you got to remember. Esau has been doing this for a long time, man. We're in this truth is only 50 years old. And us coming to this truth is taking off like a freight train, man, and there's no stopping it. And when we wear our fringes and we wear our beards, and this marks the beginning to the end of Esau, man. That should be a glorious time for us, and it should be marking the calendar in our minds that we're just a footstep away from the kingdom, man. And let's keep reading here. And I will cleanse them from all their iniquity, all those sins our forefathers did, man. Everything that we were doing before we even got into this truth, God's gonna cleanse everything, man. And it's gonna be an awesome thing, because we're gonna be able to stand in front of the God clean, pure in front of God. Hereby they have sinned against me, knowing who I am, and following these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. It's like it was telling you before, man. It's made me very, very sharp. And you go into the world now with a different set of eyes. You know who your enemies are, and you'll be able to distinctly know the pitfalls when it comes to dealing with the enemy. So, being in this truth, man, it's helped me out a lot. I would say it's increased my life almost 14%. And that's a lot, man, from coming out of straight poverty, bro. My father was from Mexico, man, and he was living underneath the tree for 6 months. And, that proves who I am. That proves he crossed the border on a land that belonged to him. Lived underneath the tree, a king living underneath the tree, man. What is that, man? What is that? That's out of order. So now, when I tell my father about this, just as Esau had destroyed the minds of our people, it's bullcrap to him. And it sucks to know that that Esau has destroyed my father's mind. But guess what? That doesn't get me I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep hammering him away and letting him know who he is. So we're gonna go in here. Let's see. We're gonna go into Revelations 13:9-10. Okay. Revelations 13:9-10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity, I'm gonna give you a story. About 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, no, actually more than that, maybe 5 years ago, me and my family, which is me and my brother and my father, we went to go do this apartment complex, man. We lived in an SD at the time. And it took us 2 weeks to finish it from the beginning into the end. We replaced wood, shingles, the whole bit, man. It was a hard work. What happened was, when it came to payday, Esau asked for credentials. And my father didn't have any credentials, but he knew how to work, and he was the very best at his work. So what happened was, since he didn't have the credentials, my father and me and my brother didn't get paid, man. We did 2 weeks of work, man. Hard work. And we did it all for nothing. And, I remember my father, coming home, and he was crying. And I was like, Father, what's going on, man? Why are you crying like this for? He was telling me, I didn't get paid for my job. I go, what are you talking about? You didn't get paid? What job? Because I didn't know what kind of job he had, because, he was working side job and he was working his regular job. And he said the job that we did, we did for 2 weeks on the apartment complex. And I go, what? I go, you serious, Dad? And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, I was trying to find this guy's home. I wouldn't want to go find it. I want to tear the whole roof off. And I couldn't bring myself to do it, man, because my father couldn't bring me to do it because he was so afraid. And he told me, Mijo, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He kept on crying. Like, it destroyed me, man. That I didn't know who Esau was. And if I would have known who Esau was, I would have gave my dad the warning, man. I would have told him, Dad, you got to be careful with this guy, man. Because, you got to remember, Esau's here to destroy, man. And he destroyed my father. I never seen a grown man cry, man. Never. Because my dad is very, very strong. He's a very strict man. But now that everything, all his work and everything, it destroyed him, man. It destroyed him. So I'm never gonna forget that. And I hope that one day that Esau gets his ass handed to him, man. And here's a nice little verse for that. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Man, that's gonna be a glorious day when that happens. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Anybody who killed my ancestors, who killed my great-grandfather's ancestors, my great-grandmother's ancestors, you know what? I hope you what I want to say. I hope you all just burn, man. You know what? And God says that his hatred is going to be a perfect hatred. So I appreciate my father for doing this for me, man. And I appreciate him, opening my eyes up, man, to let me know who I am. I'm going here to Psalms real quick. Psalms. I'm not sure if we got into this already. 137. I think we might have done this already. 137. Okay. And 9. Okay. Happy shall they be. Psalms 137:9. Happy shall he be that he taketh and dasheth the little ones against thy stones, man. After thinking about this verse, and I remember reading this verse before I even knew the truth, man. I remember reading this verse, and I remember looking at the white Jesus with the long, stringy blue hair, long hair with the blue eyes. I'm like thinking, this dude right here is gonna take the stones and bash the little ones? No way, dude. There's no freaking way. You look at him, and you look at a woman, man. A man dressed as a woman. That's just disgusting, man. That's freaking gross. I remember my son even telling me, "Hey, Dad, is that really God?" And I go, "Yeah, I guess, man." I didn't know. I remember I didn't know. Now that I know who he is, I say, hell no. Let's see. We can go in here, Psalms 58 and 10. (58) and 10. Okay. says right here, Psalms 58:10. The righteous, who's the righteous? The people who are keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. And who's not omitting any of them, shall rejoice and seeth their vengeance. So we're going to be able to look and see when this destruction happens. It's going to be an awesome day, man. And they shall wash their feet in the blood of the wicked. Man, that sounds like so cool stuff. Anyways, man, I just can't wait for God just pour his vengeance, man, because when it happens, I want Esau to have his eyes open, and I want him to be scared, man. That letting him know, like, this what, man, this is the end. This is the end, man. After this is the lake of fire. That's gonna be awesome, bro. That's gonna be so cool, man. That we're gonna finally get our revenge. I'm going to Isaiah real quick. And 14, let's see, 14:3. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord shall be given the rest from thy sorrow. So I remember my father being upset and me being upset. God's going to give us rest from that, man. You think about it to this day, he lost about $11,000, man. That's a lot of money. And usually he cuts us like $300 or $400 a piece. He knows how hard we work, and he pays us accordingly. And from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. So when we finally get our revenge, man, God lets us rest, man. I just can't wait to just say, look at my father's face and feel that he's been satisfied, man. That, you know what, I got my recompense. I got more than my $14,000 or whatever. He was supposed to get paid $11,000 to $13,000 for that job, man. And I'm gonna feel glad. I'm gonna feel glad, man, when he finally comes and finally says, you know what, son, you were right. You were right about God, man. And I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna say, man, just keep your eyes on God, man, and just make it to the kingdom, man. And that's gonna make me happy because I won't be able to be sorry. I won't feel sorry that that he didn't make it, and he'll be right there next to me, man. So we're gonna go and jump up to Isaiah 14:1 real quick. And for the Lord shall have mercy on Jacob. Man, I'm going to tell you this. When I found about this truth, man, you're going to understand. There's been great mercy upon me, man. And I think, and I would say that would be great mercy upon Israel, man. That we know that we got the kingdom next. We know what we have to do to get it. And you got to remember, man, without works, faith without works is dead, man. You got to remember that. So all your brothers out there that are in this faith and you guys are sitting on your hands and not helping bring and gather the sheep, man. Faith without your works, bro, is nothing. And you got to remember, God's not going to just give you the keys, bro. And it says here that I'll go into Genesis pretty soon. That this world was made from the foundation. Your castle, your home, this promise that God made you was made from the beginning of Genesis, man. That's I can't wrap my head around that. He made the world in 7 days. He made everything in 7 days, and he made the kingdom too, and it's sitting empty. Dang, man, that's awesome, bro. That's freaking cool. And and yet he would choose Israel and set them on their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them. The strangers right now are the heathens and people who are Israelites and decided not to convert to their nationality. Those are the strangers, man. And it's going to suck, man, to see my brothers and sisters who weren't in this truth amongst the heathen, man. That's going to suck. That's really going to suck, man. And they shall come and they shall cleave into the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them, and the Lord for the servants and handmaids, and they shall take them as captives. Man, that's perfect. Those captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. That's gonna be an awesome thing, man. To be ruling over a person who, in your former life, ruled over you. Just imagine you're running into Trump or something, or Putin. Hey, you know what? You're picking up after me now. You're gonna clean my toilet. You're gonna, do 15 hours in the cotton field. You're gonna do all this. You're gonna pick my potatoes. You're gonna get my collard greens. You're gonna get all this stuff, man. You're gonna get everything that I want. You're gonna be able to get it for me. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord that I shall give thee rest. I actually read that one right now. But it's going to be a glorious day, Israel, when we finally get our rest, man, and we finally get our kingdom back. And this is just a video, it's more of a test than anything. But if Israel's listening, Shalom, Israel.